Hello, hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How have you been? I hope everyone is doing good. Thank you so much for always listening, for always supporting, and for being in community with us. I am tired. I said this last week. I am so freaking tired. You have no idea. I am so tired that I don't even know how to help myself. Oh, mm, yeah, we are human beings. We are all human. We are all human. At the end of the day, we have our ups and downs. We have times when things are higgy haga, when things are fun. And some of the things that I have seen on the news that I have listened to and the things that is happening in the world, sometimes it's so horrible to see. That is why most times I try as much as possible not to listen to the news or read about certain things because it is not good for anybody's mental health. Like when you see children suffering, queer people, women, and things like this that are suffering, that needs help, and then you factor in your own life as an adult. That can be a lot. There's some people that I wanted to speak to, some family members and some friends that I haven't been able to speak to. Sometimes when you're not speaking to people and you're not talking to them about things, you don't have the time to check up on them. They will feel like you've neglected them. And I haven't. I am just being an adult. This week hasn't been easy. I swear, it hasn't been easy, but we move. We do what needs to be done. At the end of the day, we have to pay these bills. We have to show up. We have to do what needs to be done. Okay, what are we talking about today? Loving out loud as someone that is queer, as people that are LGBTQIA+, exploring love, desire, dating, connection from a place of self-awareness, healing as queer Africans and as queer Nigerians and as queer people in general, because we have been taught and have been seen and have been perceived and have been told that we should not want love, that we are not to be desired, that our style of dating and who we are is nothing to be celebrated. But we are going to celebrate ourselves whether they like it or not. We are going to do that. As someone that never ever knew that I was going to be in a place where I am able to date openly, hold a man's hands on the streets of Manchester, of London, of Berlin, of New York, hopefully, of anywhere. It was never something that I saw for myself. Obviously, I knew that I wasn't going to ever be married to a woman. That wasn't something that I planned on doing. But it was never a thing for me growing up as a child and having to listen to some of these wayward adults speak things that are crazy about queer people. I have mentioned this before. I think I've mentioned it on one of the episodes. And I've had these conversations with my friends where I said that whenever I am around certain types of adults that are moving mad and they say things about queer people, I will be like, they are talking about me. And that is when I started to internalize some of the nonsense that I picked up along the way about myself, that I started to think that everything that has to do with queer people is wrong. And that is not the case, if that makes any sense. So I am here to tell you that you deserve love. You deserve to date somebody that cares for you, somebody that loves you. You deserve everything good. Dating as a queer African, as a queer Nigerian, as a queer person from Ghana, as a queer person of African descent, what does it look like? It involves a lot of emotional and cultural risk. A lot of risk. My God, why can I not pronounce risks? It's plural. Charlie, did I even introduce myself? Did I? I am so freaking sorry. If I haven't introduced myself, I just went on and started to talk. If I have introduced myself, then I am going to do it again. My name is Charles. Welcome to Igbo Queer and Unfiltered Podcast. Okay? I am Charlie Boy, Charlie Charles. That's my name. Okay? I am really so sorry. My apologies. I just went and continued. So the emotional and cultural risks of dating openly as a queer African. A lot of the times we don't talk about this. If you live in somewhere like Ghana, Cameroon, and you are gay, you are not able to date openly. Because what happens is a lot of our people tend to tell us that dating as a queer person is something that is difficult, that you are not supposed to do, that is something that is not our culture. You are not allowed to be yourself openly. And because you can't date openly, a lot of men, because of societies in our culture, which is Africa, and people of African descent, you have been told that being gay is not something to be. Because of that, it is absolutely difficult, extremely hard for you to find somebody to date. So when you are trying to look for someone to date, it's always hush hush. That is why there is a lot of DL men. They get married to women, they cheat behind their wives' backs with men because they are not allowed to be themselves. When you are not allowed to be yourself, it becomes a massive problem. It becomes something that you yourself somehow you begin to internalize homophobic ideas. You grow up internalizing homophobia. That's when you start to hate yourself. You dislike yourself for who you are. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I remember when I had this conversation with one of my friends, it was so difficult for me to accept that I desire what's the best way to say this actually? I am mumbling here. It was difficult for me to accept to be loved, if that makes any sense, for someone to care for me in the way I am doing now, because I was told that this is nothing that I'm supposed to aspire, that I'm not desirable enough. Despite the fact that I know that I'm hot, I'm sexy, I'm a good person, I'm wonderful, I'm all of the things. I knew this for the fact that I grew up in Nigeria in an environment where I was told that my love is supposed to be between a woman and a man. Despite the fact that I know that I desire to be loved, I want to be with a man. That was something that I fought with constantly, especially when I'm in public. I don't know if this makes any sense because I knew I wanted to be with a man. I knew I don't want to be married to a woman. I knew all of this. But what I did not reconcile within me mentally and emotionally, because mentally was fine. I was okay with being with a man. I know that I will be loved by a man. But emotionally, I did not make that connection because what I have done for myself, not done for myself, what I have picked up actually was all the nonsense that was said about queer people. Because those things were said, I accepted them for myself without making the emotional connection that this is not me. This is something that I have been told, and I shouldn't accept them for myself. That is a lot of work for me that I did to get to where I am today. I remember one time in Manchester, I met somebody. This guy was so good, so wonderful. We were talking, and he was interested, so interested. Of course, I had my reservation because the man was a-hole. He was one of these entitled mofos that think that they know everything. But it was more than that for me because I would have been able to say to him, why can't you just stop being an asshole? But my problem was, how is someone desiring me like this? I don't deserve to be loved like this by a man because I was told so. At that point in time, it was not really clear to me instantly. It took years for me to realize what was happening because I was saying to myself, oh, I don't deserve to be with a wonderful person like this, with a man, even though I want to have sex with men. Creating a family with a man was something that I did not have emotional connection with. And I never realized that. It took me years to understand this. I don't know if this makes any sense. I will be around men, I will date them, but I was not really comfortable to date, to be in communion, to be a companion, and all of these things. Is communion the right word? Whatever. But you know what I mean. But it was years of self-reflection because I'm very, very self-reflective. like I do that a lot, that I started asking myself questions after questions, and answers and questions, that I got to the conclusion, oh my fucking God, I was the problem because I allowed myself, I gave those mofos the permission to make me feel the way I felt. This is why I make it a point. Whenever I'm speaking to someone, straight away, if someone is queer, I can tell sometimes, especially if that person is a person of African descent or from Africa, I can always tell sometimes, not all the time, what the root cause of their problems are, why they act the way they act sometimes, because boy, it is fucking difficult for us. A lot of us sometimes don't like to talk about these things. We try to say, oh, it's fine. It is not man enough if you do so and so. It is not man enough if you have sex with a man. It is not man enough if you allow yourself to be vulnerable with another man. Who told you so? Your fucking good for nothing society. Your fucking good for nothing, wayward, deceptive, hypocritical, conniving motherfuckers. I said it. They are the ones, some of those ones who will pretend and do the worst things on the face of the earth. Those types of people you are not supposed to be listening to. Some of them will tell you every nonsense, preach to you, tell you that you are wrong and all of these things, but they commit adulteries. They sleep with children. They molest children. It is time for us to claim who we are and claim who we are with all our full chests, because we deserve everything good. We deserve to explore. We deserve to be loved. We deserve to love. We deserve to want all the things. And you should not be apologetic about it. Don't apologize to anybody. If you want a man to touch you anyhow and be with a man, that's okay. If you are a woman that desires to be with a woman, that is fabulous. Navigating love in secret versus loving loudly. I have done my love in secret so much. If you follow me on TikTok and on Instagram, or you watch my YouTube, I know I don't show my man's face in most cases. What I am doing is I am showing you that it is okay to navigate love loudly. Say that you are loved. Say it. It is okay to be loved loudly. It is okay to do PDA. Like, I am looking forward to being at a gay pride in Manchester, at a gay pride in London, at a gay pride in Amsterdam, Berlin, New York, or somewhere with my man or with my friends, and just love each other out loud. You loving up on your friends doesn't have to be sexual. That's not what I'm saying. But the friends that you love, that you care for, that are queer, and your allies and our allies, and just celebrate ourselves. I know that in Nigeria, some people do this and they do it secretly. But we are in places where we can navigate and love ourselves loudly. This is one thing I love so much about Haywood. Lucifer. Lucifer doesn't fucking care. Lucifer will be like, yes, I'm queer, I'm non-binary, I'm that girl, I'm that man, I'm that queer man. And they will express themselves amazingly. Another person that does this for me in such a way that I love is my boo, my baby boy, my wonderful Emerald. Emerald is that girl. Emerald will say to you, yes, I am who I am. I do makeup. I wear makeup. I do whatever. I dress how I feel. I can exhibit and do the things. And I'm that person. And I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm in a society where I can do that. You can be uncomfortable as much as you want to, and that is not my fucking business. Boy, do I love my people. I love them. I fucking love them. Live your life loudly. We are different versions of people. The way I navigate loudly or quietly or openly or in secret doesn't have to be the same for everybody. I'm not saying every one of us has to be. What I'm urging you to do is to love yourself. Be in peace. Be at peace with yourself. Love yourself, whether in secret, out openly, privately, with your man, under your bed, on top of your bed, on the streets of London, on the streets of Berlin, on the streets of New York, on the streets of Amsterdam, Holland, wherever. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself because you deserve to love yourself and you deserve to love upon your friends. Or if you have a man, love on each other because it is important. Safety, visibility is something that we always want. We've been longing for this. We've been longing for this. Safety and visibility, that is what I'm doing. I'm saying to you that it is okay to be visible. I'm visible here. I'm speaking for that young child who is not able to speak for themselves, who is not able to express themselves. This is what visibility and representation looks like. We are here. We are visible. We are doing all the things. I want to urge you to always proceed. Oh my God, proceed. Did I say proceed? To always proceed with caution, even when you are visible, because we always need to be careful. We need to be careful. But be visible, be careful, but exist in the most fabulous way. The desire without shame. We need to unlearn a lot of religious nonsense, a lot of cultural, did I say cultural? Cultural nonsense, a lot of internalized shame around queer desire, queer desires. We need to unlearn all of this nonsense. You know the thing, I think I said this in the last episode, actually, because some of these people that are Higgy and Haga, you know, the ones that are suffering from religious psychosis, you know them, those ones. I love this shirt so much. I love it so much. It's linen. I got it from Weekday. I'm just going off on a tangent. I just love my shirt. You know those ones that are those ones that are super religious, fanatical ones that are suffering from religious psychosis, that will tell you that who you are is wrong. We have grown up in some African religious households, especially we as Black people. It is too much. What I want to let you know today is that you need to unlearn those nonsense, unlearn those rubbish. Don't internalize any shame, because who you are is not shameful. Who you are is absolutely wonderful. God created you the way you are. Those people that are weaponizing those nonsense towards you, against you, telling you that who you are is wrong, that you don't desire, that you don't deserve to be loved. No, you are desirable. You deserve to be loved. Don't internalize any shame. Don't, my baby boy. Don't, my baby girl. Because who you are is desirable. Have you seen us gay people? Have you seen us queer people? We are doing the things. We are amazing. As some people will say, amazeballs. Yes, we are the things. We are the blueprints. We come out with all the trends. We come out with all the right words, all the things that are happening. Even the fashion, the makeup aesthetics, all of these things, we are the vibes. We are the moments. What is it? What's not to be desired about us? Everything is desirable about us. We are unique and amazing. I think that a lot of us need to understand the difference between being wanted and being truly seen. If someone is speaking to you and they tell you, oh, blah, 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 and I know they may want you, but do they see you? Do they see you for who you are? Do they see you? Can you see us? That's what we are asking. Because when someone sees you, when you are not invisible, you are loved, you are desired, then that want will even be more wonderful. I want to be seen. I want to be around people that sees me for who I am, that knows my worth, that loves me, that knows that I am a human being, that knows that it is all about humanity. At the end of the day, that we are all humans. A lot of the times, people are in relationships and in friendships where they are not seen. Never be in community with someone, with people who will never see you, because that is not a place to be. I always say this: go to a place and places where you are wanted, where you are seen, where you are desired. Okay? Because you deserve the best. You deserve the fucking best. I was having this conversation with my niece one time, and she was saying something. I said to her that there's something I want you to always know, that you should want, that you should learn to want something without apologizing. And in the context that I was saying that was in the context of relationships and a man. So I said that want comes in different ways, that you should want a man and not need a man. Your desires that you want should be met, and not because of you need somebody in your life. Because there's a difference between needing something and wanting something. And say that you want this without being apologetic about it. Don't apologize because you say that I want to find you attractive as a man, not because I need you. Does that make any sense? Because in life, we as a people, as humans, whether you are a woman or a man, a gay person, a queer person, a trans woman, a trans man, you have to want something, not just need it. I don't want to be around people because I need them. I want to be around you because I want you as a friend. I want you as a partner. I want to be around you. And I have the right to express that without being apologetic about it, without apologizing. In relationships, sometimes, a lot of the times, people are with people that they need, not necessarily wanting. They don't want those people. And that is a simple way. I don't know if I've gone on a tangent here, but that is a simple way for me to explain to you that you need to express your wants without being apologetic. Don't apologize for what you want. If you want a particular kind of man, say it and not apologize for it. If you want a particular kind of woman, a particular kind of lifestyle, express it, say it, and don't apologize for it. Because it is absolutely important for you to express what you want instead of going into relationships and friendships where you go into them and you regret your life for the rest of your days. If you want a man to cater for you, to be there for you, if you want an interdependent relationship, a relationship that is interdependent, where you meet each other halfway, where you are respected, where you are loved, where you are desired, where you are seen, express that and say, this is what I want. And don't apologize for it. I remember this particular video of a particular Nigerian woman that I saw where she was expressing that she wants to be in a relationship where she is wanted, where they both want each other, where it is interdependent, where they respect each other. Is interdependent the right word? I don't know. My brain is fried today. Let me just make sure that I'm using the right word. I don't even know what is going on with me today. I'm so tired. Let me just check and make sure that I'm using the right word because I don't want to be talking nonsense. Let me check. Yeah. It's interdependence, yes. Because that's what we want. I don't want to be in a situation whereby I just don't want to be. I don't want to be somewhere where I don't see myself being there, where I am not loved, where I am not respected. And this whole thing should be reciprocal. It should be both ways. So learn to want without apologizing. Love as a mirror. Oh my God. Do I even know this? What has love taught me? You know, sometimes you get into relationships, you get into situations, and then you see things about yourself that you don't like, or things about yourself that you actually love, or you learn things about yourself that you never knew that you needed. Sometimes love can tell you what you don't want or what you want, because it will be in your face like this. It will be a reflection where you'll be like, oh my God, I don't want this for myself. Or you'll be like, I want this for myself. Sometimes you will be like, I want a relationship. I want to be in love. I want to be with somebody. And you get into these situations, you'll be like, oh my God, this is something I never wanted for myself. So love can be a mirror. It can be something that will teach you what you want for yourself or what you don't want for yourself. What dating teaches you about yourself can be something that you will be like, oh my God, I never knew I had this in myself. Dating can teach you a lot. Dating and love can teach you a lot. It can teach you patterns, boundaries, and choosing better. It will teach you. I have seen people who go into relationship without actually knowing themselves. And I have a problem with that. A few years ago, I was having a conversation with someone that I knew, and I said to them, since I have known you, you haven't really tried to live by yourself, to learn what you like, to know about yourself, so that when you get into relationships, you will know what you want. You know, sometimes when you haven't lived by yourself, I'm not saying living in a flat or, or just living like that. It can be a flat share, but just live by yourself. Get your key, go into your house, and just learn about who you are. Learn about your own space, about being on your own. Because I've seen some people who will break up today and they go into another relationship tomorrow. They don't even know themselves. They don't want to learn about themselves. Sometimes through doing that, you know yourself. But if you haven't been able to do that by yourself, dating can teach you that. When you go on several dates, going on dates doesn't mean sleeping with them. Because, my dear, I'm not going on a date and them doing jiggy with you. No, that's never going to be me. But when you go on dates with people, it teaches you about yourself. It teaches you about things that you may not really know about yourself. You may learn certain patterns. Maybe you are someone that does certain things that you think is normal or you think is abnormal. Then your dating life may really teach you that, do you have patterns that are good for you? Or do you have patterns that are bad for you? Or do you not have boundaries? Then you learn how to create those boundaries. It can actually teach you what healing is. One time I went on this date with somebody. I was chatting to them on one of these gay apps, and I went to see them. That person having a particular conversation with me made me realize how I was always going to people that don't want me to be around them, people who don't love me, people who are weaponizing their religious beliefs against me. And I learned that very quickly. And I'm thankful for that situation. Because if it wasn't for that situation and having those conversations, I wouldn't have really had that aha moment. Of course, I knew about this, but it did not really resonate with me until it was said by somebody else outside of me. Let me tell you something. By doing all of these things as well, you begin to learn how self-love shows and changes how you show up in relationships. I'm going to say this. If you don't love yourself, you are never going to be happy in any relationship. If your situation is not okay, if you're not happy with yourself, if you're not happy with where you are in life and how things are with you, if you are in a relationship, you are never going to be happy. Even if you are happy with the person that you are with, you are always going to have something about you. So it is important for you, even if you are, or even if you're not happy with yourself and you are in that relationship, for you to work on yourself. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Learn things, unlearn things. Try to be a better person. If it requires therapy, then do it. Work on yourself, because nobody is going to love you if you don't love yourself. When you love yourself and you are okay with yourself, when you come together with a partner, with a husband, with a boyfriend, it will be amazing. It will be amazing. I remember I was talking to somebody not long ago. The person was saying something about queer intimacy beyond romance. And I'm like, I don't understand what this means. What does that even mean? Can you explain to me? And I kept thinking of this. And then I realized that every relationship doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be romantic. That is why friendships are important. That is why chosen families are amazing. There is intimacy in friendships, creative partnerships, and chosen family. So that intimacy can come in ways of you being vulnerable, being honest, and things like this. Because a lot of the time, some of us are just performing. We are performing. We are not being our genuine selves. We are always performing. When you have intimate, like friends that you are open with, your chosen family, and you tell them how you feel, you express yourself, you will be amazing. You will feel amazing. I think women do this better than everybody. I know, don't come for me, please. But I feel like women are more emotionally mature than most men in the way they handle their friendships, their relationships among themselves. At the same time, I know sometimes they can bicker and do these things. That's normal. But they go there. They talk about things that are deep more than men. I see that sometimes in some gay men as well, where they can become emotionally vulnerable with friends. I am urging you today, if you are a straight man, queer man, or whoever you are, be vulnerable with your friends, especially friends that you trust. I'm not saying just go and tell everybody your business. Don't do that. Don't be telling everybody your business, but it is important for you to be vulnerable to people that you trust and create bonds and friendships. Sometimes certain friendships are better than romantic friendships, romantic relationships. Honestly, it's is embrace softness, presence in any connection that you have, even if it is not a queer connection. I feel like sometimes you just vibe with people. That has happened to me. There's a friend I have. I've known them for years. The way we vibe. The first time I met them, I was like, I don't know how to explain it. The first time I met them, I was like, I like you. There are people who I know now. I know some of them will feel like I'm not showing that I like them, but I do. I'm a slow burner when it comes to friendships. I take my time to build things up and get to trust and be where I want to be. But I will know if I will get there. Once I meet you, the first time I meet somebody, I always know if that person is going to be my friend. But I take my time to get to know you. I take my time to get to know people. And that's not a problem. Building queer relationships that heals us. We need to do this. And I have been doing this for a few years now. I have a lot of friendships and queer people that I know now. When we have conversations and we talk and talk, we are healing each other. We are healing each other. It's something that some people call healing love and things like this. What does it feel like? How does it feel for you? For me, it feels like sometimes being on TikTok live where we are 40 of us, sometimes 400 of us, 300 of us, 10 of us, having these conversations and talking about the things that we've gone through and how life has been unkind to us and things like this, and how life has been fair to us sometimes and how it has been unfair and all of these things. And we talk about the things, we laugh, we show emotions, we express our trauma, we show the traumatic experiences, we talk about them. And it's a healing process for us. Doing something like that is amazing. Sometimes you don't understand when you share some of your life experiences, some of your ups and downs, and you are vulnerable. I'm not saying that you should share all your secrets, but you just talk about the things that you have in common. It is a massive healing. That is why sometimes, even when you are in a romantic relationship, it is important for you to communicate your needs without fear. I want to let you know today, move away from survivor-based relationships and aspire towards things that are whole. Aspire towards wholeness, things that enriches you, people that will love you for who you are. I want you to know that you are valid. I want you to know that you deserve better. I want you to know that you deserve to be loved. I want you to know that you deserve to say that this is what you want and it is okay. I want you to start your healing journey today. If you are on a journey where you think that life is not fair to you, I understand that it may be difficult, but allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to feel that softness. Allow yourself to feel wonderful. I want to ask you today, what does intimacy look like for you compared to what you were taught to expect? What does it look like for you now? Tell me, think about it, reflect, ask yourself those questions. I want you to name one way that feels, one way, oh, am I saying that feels? One way that you can practice love that feels rooted in care, self care, and for other people as well, and clarity. Things like this. What is that clarity for you? What makes you feel wonderful? What makes you feel like I am practicing love here? I am practicing self care because I want you to know that you deserve to be loved. We deserve to be desired. We deserve to love openly, both secretly. However, You want to be loved. We deserve that. We see you. We love us for real, as always. Thank you so, so much for listening. I have been Charles. I am always Charles. Yeah, I am Charles. That's the name my parents gave me. I am not going to deny that. It has been wonderful chatting today and talking to you and sharing the things and being in this community together. I will see you in the next episode. Remember that you are loved. Love is love. Do not apologize to anyone for who you are, because who you are is not wrong. You are wonderful. I will see you in the next episode. Have a wonderful time.